As a people, we've been called many things. We are the freedom that constantly rings. They've called us magic, but that's only a facade. Although I know we have magically beat the odds, which rose so very high that if you stack them, they just might touch the sky. We are certainly evolutionaries. Not as Darwin's theory explains, you see, but we evolve nonetheless. From greater to greatness, thriving in spite of soul shattering trials, the history has been told, unable to live in denial. We strive to educate, enlighten, and edify. We fill to capacity whatever space we occupy. Onyx, brown, cinnamon, a surplus of colors to name a few, a rainbow in one culture, black, what a revolutionary hue. We've been called magic. That's a minimal comparison. How tragic. We are a people ingrained with resilience. We are mathematics and science, nothing less than brilliance. We are a plethora of words flowing. We are the reflection of mentalities growing. Understand me well, beloved. My melanin pops 365, 24/7. So, no, do not call me magic, but I am a slice of heaven. There is an inexcusable variety that lives within you and me. We are art, dancing, singing, we work, we write. We shine in the darkest moments, and in layman's terms, we are light. Please believe. Only we make Black lives matter by being the key to make inequality scatter. Are we magically intertwined? Mystical in makeup and very well designed, like Harriet Tubman held the ability to reign victorious in an agonizing feat. So many stars beaming yet unfamiliar. We got the sauce, baby. The whole universe gets the picture. We live in the electric. Our aura is eclectic. Our pages continuously turn the story that never stops. We burn up so many stages. No wonder we make the microphone drop. Generations have broken shackles that tried to hold us down. Tossed high and low, yet we landed 2 feet on solid ground. Many have tried to clip our wings, but we still fly. Did they perceive it as a royal threat to crucify? I won't speak of all the ill will and bloodshed of the past. At this moment, I'll flip the coin because bad times don't always last. We are centuries of sweat, blood, and tears. Consistently, we fight, often ignoring our fears. Afro weave, dreads, high top, or whatever style you see. When it comes to trend setting, it's an outright monopoly. I wonder, is it magic because of our ancient civilization? Or because genetically we've been given an outstanding imagination? Collectively, we endure many hardships, one after another. Wherever I go, I am genetically connected to you, my sister, and my brother. I seek to give you truth. This is no play on your emotions. We are authentic by design, so don't minimize me to no magic potion. We hailed from the abundance of fruitful lands. We wore gold unearthed with our bare hands. We are Denzel, Cicely, and Tyler living with integrity and grace. It's obviously in our genetic makeup to shine all over the place. We've changed the definition of our assumed status quo. We are children of the Most High, living in His overflow. We, us, you, me, as a people, we are one indeed. We've been called magic, but if you cut me, I bleed. We're extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. Making no apology for being the freedom that constantly rings. I'm not saying it's all perfect and everything we do is right, but I will say we've come a mighty long way in this fight. And if they call you magic, take one moment to reminisce, then look them straight in their eyes and say, no, baby, I just woke up like this. My name is His Poet. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we get a virtual finger
Snap,
snap? Can we
snap,
get our
snap,
virtual
snap,
finger
snap.
snaps going? Well, thank you so much. What was the name of that piece?
The name of that piece is Some Say We're Magic.
Some say we're magic. Okay, so some say we're magic. Remember to follow her. His Poet. Go to her YouTube, her follow her on Instagram.
Yep.
Thank you again for providing your services. We, of course, you're gonna be back, right?
You know I will.
All right, you take care, okay?
All right. Thanks so much. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.
Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back with another one. If you don't know already, this is eBlackTV. I am eBlack. Uh, today's theme is definitely going to be Spirit Hunter. I'm sorry, Spirit Hunter Faith. Uh, I brought a very, very, very intelligent, smart, talented, spiritual, faith-driven guy coming through. His name is Adimu. I call him Adimu. That's my guy. I've known him from a long time. I hope you guys get to appreciate what he has going on. He has a litany of talents. He's an actor, he's a director, writer, uh, he does music, he does all of it. And you will see when we talk about him. So I'm gonna bring him up. Like I said, first of all, please like and subscribe, hit the bell, and we're gonna go. What's going on, Adimu?
All blessings on blessings. Give thanks, E Black. I appreciate being here. Salute to the sister in the poem, as she say. I woke up like this. So, man, shout out to you, man, and appreciate you having me on here, man. I'm checking in from the Bay Area, California. I'm in a
Okay.
van right now with my family. We headed down here to Pier 39 to look at the ocean and the sunset.
Oh man, I wish I was there with you right now. Trust me. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I appreciate you taking at least a couple of minutes out of your time and your schedule to kind of conversate, kind of talk about what you do. If you don't know
Yes.
already, my this season is based on faith. We talk about what faith has done for us and how men should follow their faith and go along with their plan and what God gave you. So I really appreciate you, and
Bless.
I want to just kind of go over a couple of things. Now you have not 393 films, right?
Yes.
Okay. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Most definitely. So 393 Films is my film publishing company, a division of 393 Films that's located in Arusha, Tanzania, East Africa, is Aduma 393. But the numbers 393 are very important, especially when we talk about faith. The three is an entrance and it's also an exit, and the nine is a transformative number. So when we say 393, we're saying entrance, transformation, exit. And so in regards to my films, you come in and you're going to be transformed by what you see before you leave. So that's what 393 means. You're going to come in, you're going to get transformed by it, and then you're going to leave. And hopefully you'll leave with a better understanding of whatever it is that is going on in that film.
Yeah, and one of the films that I remember watching, especially because of the times that it came out, was Operation Small Axe. I have this film right here. This was, you know, if you want to just kind of go give a little backstory on what was going on during the time, I think a lot of people. It seems like a long time ago, but I think a lot of the stuff's still going on.
Most definitely. So that film, Operation Small Axe, was one of it was my first film that I did out here. I had previously been living in South Africa and was doing a few different films. And when I moved out here, that was the film that catapulted me to starting my own film company, 393 Films. And it came about um, after the murder of Oscar Grant. And at the time, I just felt like that story needed to be told, and the true story needed to be told. And as I was filming that story, another story popped up, and that was a story of Lavelle Mixon. And a lot of people might
Yeah,
not know who Lavelle Mixon is, but at the time that Oscar Grant was murdered, the sentiment on the streets here in the Bay Area was, we're not letting the police murder no more of us. And his
yeah,
brother Lavelle Mixon, um, he just wasn't gonna have it no more. This took place in East Oakland, and at the time, East Oakland was a hotbed, like it still is right now. Police corruption, police brutality, police terrorism. And the brother was pulled over by the police and hey, felt like today was a good day to die. And he got into a gun battle with the police and ended up killing four police officers before they killed him. And, this was very pivotal in the whole Oscar Grant movement. And so what I did as a journalist, as a filmmaker, as a documentary filmmaker, I wanted to capture the sentiment of the people on the streets on how they felt about it, not necessarily what the news was telling us about who Oscar Grant was, who Lavelle Mixon was, or how to feel about Meserly and the police department and things of that nature. But I wanted people to see how the people from the community, the village that Oscar Grant came from, how they felt about it. What did they think about Oscar Grant's assassination? What did they think about Lavelle Mixon's retribution? And how did all this play a part in the politics that was going on in Oakland, California at the time? So I put this film out in 2010, and this is a very pivotal film because at that time wasn't nothing out about what was going on. Of course, as we move on a few years later, the wonderful brother, um, I forget the brother's name right now, escapes me, but he came out with Fruitvale Station, which told another view of what happened that night. My brother Ryan Coogler, shout out to Ryan Coogler
Yeah,
and the
Ryan
wonderful film
Coogler.
he
Yeah.
did. And so it's funny because a friend of mine worked on that film set, and I mentioned Operation Small Axe to Ryan Coogler, like, hey man, have you ever heard of this film called Operation Small Axe? So, for me, it's just an honor to be one of the brothers, one of the people that had the courage to come with that story, and it's a very powerful film, and on the surface, it's about Oscar Grant and Lavelle Mission, but in that story, I dive deeper in to police murders, and it's a couple of different clips in there of young black men that were murdered by the police. And this is kind of right before we start seeing a lot of the filming today, and the awareness about the hunt that is on for brothers that look a certain way, that come from a certain area, that belong to a certain class, and how you know um, this system is programmed to view us a certain way and to treat us a certain way and to judge us a certain way. And I just felt like my role as an artist, as a black man, as a journalist, um, was to speak about this. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, like I want to be about something.
Yeah,
I want people
I
when they
think
mention my name to say, man, the brother came with some real stuff that represented the people. He wasn't scared to speak out for the people, and a lot came with me doing that film. You know, um, a whole lot. And
did that film touch you more than you thought, like from the beginning? Is it did it touch you in a way that made you realize that this was your calling, or did it make you want to do more commercial films, or were you just still like, I'm this is
well,
what I
I
how I want to do it?
you know, I'm definitely a filmmaker, and there's definitely a aspect of my art that wants to be seen by millions. You know, there's that in me, of course. I want millions of people to see my artwork. I want it to be appreciated. I want it to be celebrated by other artists and filmmakers and stuff. Things of that nature. But a lot of this stuff is a calling. You never know. You just put your best foot forward, and then you see what can happen. This film, it came with a lot. It was a lot that came from this. At that time when I did this film, it wasn't nothing else like this, and the film went around the world. Cynthia McKinney at that time, who was a congresswoman from Georgia, she got a hold of the film and took it around the world. And because of that, a lot of people might not have liked that I put that film out. And I had my car shot up. I had my vehicle vandalized. There's a lot of things that was happening in the neighborhood at that time. Um, and so, we got a lot of slack for that film. It wasn't just all roses and stuff. Right now, it's celebrated, you know what I'm saying? But when I put that film out, it wasn't celebrated. This was before Mesley was convicted. So it was still a lot of people that was upset that I would even have the audacity to make a film talking about Oscar Grant, let alone talking about um, Lavelle Mixon. That was a real hotbed. People didn't want to
Yeah,
hear about Lavelle Mixon.
yeah,
You know,
they don't really want to talk about that, and I think a lot of people they wait until the hotbed flares up, and then they wonder what's going on. Well,
yeah,
this is what's going on. You have
yeah,
to put a camera to the street and actually look at what people how they view things. And I think especially with the Lavelle Mixon, no matter what side of the fence you are, it's a perspective that is needed in the Black community
yeah,
and in any community. To tell you the truth, this is why we
yeah,
do this for.
yeah.
You know?
And so it was the truth. And
Yeah,
I thought it was important that people got a chance to see. These are the people that's affected by this. Why would this brother feel so threatened by the police? What is happening? And so that story was a very controversial story, and I stood my ground on it, um, and a lot came from it. Of course, I've went on to make other films. I'm not just that. That isn't the only thing that I do in regards to journalistic reporting. Some of
yeah,
my films, well, I guess it is in a way, but that one, a documentary, was more of a documentary style, and it kind of opened the door up for me to do other films. You know, um, Controversy brings a lot of notoriety at times. So, that film brought a lot of notoriety to myself as a filmmaker, and it allowed me to, kind of have a name, in regards
yeah.
to my artistic work.
Now you had another film, Tent City.
Yeah,
Now,
Tent
could you
City.
explain this one? Because this one was one of those, another one that, like I said, some of these, every film, I've been a film fan for a long time. I watch film. I don't care what the budget is. Every film could actually present a message. A lot of people don't realize
Yeah,
that the projection actually does have a deeper meaning and sound. So once again, that's you're talking about Tent City. Can you explain that to them for those who don't know?
yeah. So Tent City, I shot that film in the last 3 days of 2018, and at that
Hmm.
time, this is right really before um, COVID hit, but at that time, we were dealing with the serious situation here in Oakland, California, and that was gentrification. And what was happening because of Silicon Valley and the tech boom, these tech companies were moving in, and they were bringing in thousands of workers, and these workers needed a place to live. And so, what better place than the beautiful Oakland, California? And so, gentrification did is it started forcing a lot of people out of their house, and a lot of these people didn't have nowhere else to go, and so moved into tents, and these tents were located throughout Oakland, California, and as we see in other major cities in the United States, you know, I don't know everywhere, but a lot of places I go, they have a tent city population of people that can't afford to live in the houses no more. So what they did is they bought them cheap, built them up, and started selling them for real expensive to where people couldn't afford rent no more. So a real estate boom happened, and the real estate prices and the rent prices went sky high, and a lot of people were forced out of their place to live, and they had no other place to go but to the streets. And a lot of people start living in tents. So this story came to me in Oakland, California. There's a place called Lake Merritt, and it's kind of like the heart of Oakland, California. It's a 4 mile uh, lake It's in the heart of Oakland, and people go there all the time for healing and walk around and different events and stuff. Like a lot of major cities, there's a big lake at the city. So same thing with Oakland. And so during this time, I was going through a lot of healing myself, and the lake called me, and I would go walk the lake every morning. And as I was walking the lake, something stuck out to me: the large amount of beautiful black people that was living, not just black people though, but in my mind that stood out. There's a lot of folks living at the lake in tents, and I would go walk the lake um, first thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the spirits was moving, people just getting up. And I just saw these beautiful people that had to live by the lake. And I saw this one brother one time, and I just couldn't believe that brother was living at the lake. I mean, he looked like such a powerful brother. And in my mind, I always start wondering, like, what happened to this brother? What drove this brother to live at the lake, man? This brother looked like a powerful, strong African warrior. Brother was physically fit, and but something was off with him. You know what I'm saying? And when I would walk the lake, I would always play music, and I would play this sad music from South Africa by this brother named Mendo, the vocalist. And I would play that music so that I could cry. That music would allow me to cry as I was walking the lake, because that was what my healing needed. I needed to cry, man. And I would play that music, and the brother would hear it, and he started following me. And he wouldn't follow too close. You know what I'm saying? He made sure he kept his distance, you know. And every day I would come to the lake, he would meet me somewhere around walking the lake. And finally, man, it just brought tears to my eyes every time I saw this brother. And I remember speaking to folks, and I was like, you know what? This story got to get told. And at the time, I didn't think that I was the person that was capable of telling that story. And Spirit told me, this is where faith and spirit come in. Because I remember thinking, I was like, man, if I was a big time filmmaker, I'd make a story about the brothers that got to live at the lake, and they got to live in the tents. And then Spirit talked to me and said, you are the big time filmmaker. Believe in yourself, brother. You're the one supposed to tell this story. And so I started writing the script, Tent City. I didn't want it to be a documentary. I wanted it to be a narrative. So I started working on the script, and I reached out to I reached out, to my brothers and stuff, and they was asking, man, we ain't seen you in a while. What's been going on? I said, man, I've been walking the lake every day. I got this film I'm trying to do called Tent City. Come walk the lake with me so I can show you this story. And everybody that's in the film, that's how they learned about the film. They had to come and walk the lake with me. And as they walked the lake, a lot of them were shocked. Like, damn, man, I didn't know all these brothers is living at the lake. And a lot of the story was written walking the lake. And then the last 3 days of 2018, I took my money, invested in renting a red camera, and we hit the lake, and we shot the film the last 3 days of 2018. Brought it out in 2019, really at the height of the this whole tent city movement, and we was able to capture what I feel like really the sentiment of the people. And the highlight of that film, we showed it all over the place, especially here in Oakland, California, you know, um, and the highlights, I'd show it for free. That's what I would do, man. I start showing it for free and allowing people that were working on the front line of mental health and gentrification, and housing displacement. I allowed them to speak before the film, and I changed the film into a whole movement called Restoring Hope, Faith, and Humanity. And what I would do is I would let like the people who are working on the front line come and speak, and then I would do a prayer, and then I would show the film, and then I would have a artist talk, afterwards about what people saw, because the film is a tearjerker. You're not gonna see the film and not cry, because that whole situation, it made me cry when I see the brother. When I seen the beautiful children that was living in the tents. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted people to feel that for real. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think
Brother
a lot
mental
of
health,
times, I think a lot of times people see people in tents and they just discard it and they go about their day. But in
Yeah,
reality, these
like
are
we
people
say,
too.
every tent has a story. Every tent
Every
has
tent
a
has a
story.
story.
And I wanted people to 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 see a story from the tent of a beautiful black man who, you know, his wife died of cancer and he had a
Mm.
breakdown, a mental breakdown. And mental health is something that it is we don't, especially for black men, it's not a lot of attention and a lot of energy put into the mental health of black men. And as we see now, man, it's a huge thing. You feel what I'm talking about? It's a lot of brothers going under because of this mental depression and things of that nature. And so this film was about a beautiful black man whose wife died, and he just wasn't able to accept that trauma, deal with that pain that comes, And when you think of all the black men in the communities, they got to see their brothers, their mothers, their uncles, their best friends shot and murdered. It's not a lot of attention to how does that brother heal from that. You know what I'm saying? How do we heal from the trauma of a loved one dying? And so in this movie, the brother wasn't able to deal with it, and he had a mental breakdown. And then having a mental breakdown, he lost custody of his daughter, and he ended up having to live in a tent by the lake, and that's where the story take place. Tent City. It takes you into the mind of a beautiful black man who lost it all. You feel what I'm talking about? Who just who couldn't take it anymore, and it shows the lack of support within the community for each other. You feel what I'm talking about? We got family members and we got loved ones that lose it, and a lot of times we don't, we just let them go. And so in this movie, I want people to, man, look out for your uncle, look out for Big Mama, look out for little man when they start losing their mind. You feel what I'm talking about? What kind of support do we got? All the people that got access to funds and different things of this nature and grants. Needs to be a lot more mental health work done in the community. You feel what I'm talking about? To save each other. You know what I'm saying? We need to make therapy normalize it. We need to normalize that. You feel what I'm talking about? It's okay for a black man to go to therapy. It's okay for a black man to get acupuncture and chiropractic work and yoga and it's okay for us to take off work when we're not feeling right. It's okay for us to say, man, I'm feeling depressed, and to have a community to say, man, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna look out for you, brother, because we need you. We need you, black
Man,
man. We need you strong. You feel what I'm talking about? And I think we let too many of us, it's normal to let us slip. You feel what I'm talking about? It's normal to let us just slip into oblivion and not do nothing about it. You feel what I'm talking about? And for me, it just it really breaks my heart to see how many beautiful brothers just slip into the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Mental health just goes, and we try to say it's the drugs that did it, but the drugs is comes after the mental breakdown. A lot of people
yeah,
think like, oh, he went crazy because he started drinking and smoking. Nah, bro was going through some shit and was trying to self-medicate, and that shit took him
yeah,
to a whole other room, because there was nothing there to help him. And so, this film, I want people to say, man, we got to do something. We got to do something for each other. We can't afford to let no more brothers sick like that because it has a ripple effect. And what I want to show is a ripple effect, like what happened to his daughter. Now, how is she supposed to operate in school? How is little man supposed to operate school when his daddy done went crazy? And then when he go to school, what the teachers say, man, he talks too much. He can't sit down. He's too wild. He's too unruly. And then what happens? Then we try to put him on medication. We try to say something wrong with him. We try to put him in special ed and all this. And nobody's asking like, man, what happened to little man? How what type of services is for him now that something happened to his mom or something happened to his daddy? So it's a lot of different layers to that film that you know, I use the
it's
screen
not
to
just like
unpack.
you say. Every tent literally has a story, and it not
Every
just
tent has
in
a
the
story.
tent, and not in just in the tent, but it does cascade into other communities. And we don't put everything in perspective of these are human beings. These are your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, and you can't
Oh
just
yeah.
discard the people. You can't just discard people and just act like you can just
Oh,
go
he
along your day.
crazy. Oh, he tripping. There's a
Yeah,
reason he tripping. You know what I'm saying? Let's dig into that, and let's normalize. I'm gonna help my brother out. Let's
yeah.
normalize. I'm gonna help my sister out. Let's
So
normalize. We gotta demand the services is there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think of all the trauma, a lot of us, live in a war zone. You know what I'm saying? And then you put the trauma of everything that's going on now with COVID and people having to be isolated. Man, what we're about to see is a, a, a spike, a huge spike in mental health breakdowns and cases. You feel me? And through this whole COVID thing, I don't think that that's being talked about, and especially within our
I've li-
community. What are we
I've
going to do to
literally,
save each other? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do to provide some services for each other? Because as things start opening up, look what they're saying, opening back up. Guess what's going to open up? That mental health crisis is going to start opening up, and we're going to start seeing a lot more brothers and sisters that just couldn't take it. That's something that's not being spoke about. That's something that the resources aren't going to, and I feel like that's stuff that I want people to talk about. That's stuff that I want people to be aware of as things are opening back up. Um, what's going on with the folks that were really traumatized by this? They might not have the insurance and the resources to get the help that they need.
that's real talk. I'm gonna try to get together a panel for mental health because I think this conversation is really definitely needed in the Black community. I just want to
Okay.
segue to another. I want to segue to your other film.
Okay.
Song. This is your newest one, right? Or your latest
Sango
one?
the King. Yep, that's the
Yes.
latest film that I did, and I shot this film in Cuba and in Florida. And this is an amazing story. Again, this is a scripted film that I wrote. It's a feature-length film and an album. And so one of the things I do for all my films, I score them myself. So I do the music and stuff too for them. And so this one has an amazing album soundtrack. And this one is a very spiritual film. It talks about the spiritual coming of age of a young man. And it deals a lot with traditional African spirituality. The name Shango is a Yoruba word, and it's the name of a king in Orisha. And so I don't know if a lot of people, I know that's out there right now, the Orisha, and the Orisha are basically the forces of nature, the deities in the Yoruba pantheon of traditional spirituality. The Yoruba people are from southwest Nigeria, and the Yoruba people, um, their main spiritual practice is Ifa. And so when we talk about Ifa, Ifa is a beautiful tree. And as the kings and queens and engineers and scientists and mathematicians and warriors were kidnapped from Africa, stolen from Africa, and brought to America. As they was brought to America, they brought their spiritual tradition with them. And as they brought that spiritual tradition with them, it was demonized. So it was forced to um, adapt. And as it left from Nigeria, they got to Cuba, it became Lukumi. When it got to Haiti, it became Voodoo. When it got to Brazil, it became Condomble. When it got to Puerto Rico, it became Santeria. When it came to New Orleans, it became Hoodoo or Voodoo. When it came to Hollywood, it became black magic and voodoo and blood and chickens and Satan and everything else it could to demonize traditional African spirituality. But this film gives a different look on it. You feel what I'm talking about? Because when we talk about traditional African spirituality, basically all we know about it is what Hollywood tells us about it. And a lot of us will look at traditional African spirituality as being something evil. We'll look at it as being evil. And we got to ask ourselves, well, why is that? Well, because the same person that said the only book that you're allowed to read is the good book told you that the spirituality that you came to this country with was satanic, was evil, and was the devil. And they took it to Hollywood and they reinforced that. So a lot of us are scared of traditional African spirituality. we'll see it as, oh, that devil shit. But remember, you was programmed to see everything that made you as being evil. You was taught to hate you, and of course that was your spirituality too. So that's just a little background on traditional African spirituality and how it came to this country. And so myself, as a traditional African spiritual, I'm a priest in the traditional African spirituality, you know, and it's something that I've been into my whole life, and really a lot more the last 10 years of my life. And I really felt it was necessary to rewrite the narrative on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the beauty of traditional African spirituality is they're not saying, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. They're saying, man,
Do you?
be at peace with it. You feel what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? It's okay. You can come and learn from it. You can come and use it, you know? And what I wanted to do is show the beauty of this spirituality. I wanted to show the power within this spirituality, transformative power that could take a boy and transform him into a king. So this story, Shango, the story of the king, is about a brother that was born into spirituality but got away from it. The streets called him, and he became a king in the streets. And eventually, he had to come back to his spirituality. He had to come back to his destiny. He had to come back to what he was supposed to be. And
You know
that
what?
was
Let me. I want to play a little bit of the video, just to kind of show, because you said that this is a
but
movie
this
and a
video.
sound.
This video isn't from the movie. This is a different video. This video
Okay.
if you want to play a video from the movie, you could play the song Shango, or you could play the trailer from the movie Shango, the Story of a King. But it's a video I got on my thing called Shango, and then there's a trailer too, Shango, the Story of a King, the trailer. So if you want to
Okay.
show something about Shango, the Story of a King, you can play one of those. And trailer is on the website, and it's on the my film channel too, 393 Films. And so if you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to 393 Films. Got a lot of beautiful content on there, and you can literally watch it for a whole day. And like I said, entrance, transformation, exit. So yep, that's the channel right there. Hey, you ain't subscribed, eBlack, hit subscribe on that, bruh.
I'm subscribed. Do you see that little button that
Honey.
says? don't do me,
Hey, well,
guy.
go to videos, and it'll pop up. It's called Shango, and I shot Uh, I want you to see the trailer. I think the trailer will be real powerful. And then if you want to play the music video, I shot the music video in Cuba. You could peep that out. But you know, as an independent black filmmaker, we put our money up. We went and shot the film in Cuba. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want people to appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like the creativity. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about faith, the belief in the faith that we could get this project done without any big backing, without any major support. And that's just a testament to our will and to our faith that, this is something we're supposed to do. And this is a beautiful film called Shango, The Story of a King. And you could get that off my website, shangothestoryofAking.com. You could watch the film, and you could hear the album, 6-song album.
All right. Let's give a little
There you
quick.
go.
Let's
That's
give
the
a
trailer
little.
right there.
The story of a king.
He's gone. The son is gone.
This is not an ordinary story or an ordinary king.
This is the age of enlightenment. Hey, Asian.
This is also a tale of destiny and shadow, of paths and doorways. The ancestors have spoken. Crown Shango.
Yo, Shango, The Story of a King. That's the official trailer. As you can see,
Man, that looked like some. That looked like some deep stuff right there.
you feel what I'm talking
I ain't
about?
gonna.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, black independent filmmaker, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we made that, and it's there. So like we haven't got a lot of press or anything behind it, especially because of the subject matter. But at the same
Yeah.
time, we put out that film. People, same time we put out that film, Hollywood came with the film Spell, the brother from Power, and it was the complete opposite of my film. It was the demonization of traditional African spirituality. It was the same old story. Old boogly-eyed man with big eyes and poor little white
Hmm.
girl and blood and naked black woman and chickens and supernatural powers and demons and black sorcery. It was that same old Hollywood story that they came right out. Also, I just want to so people could see. At the same time, Beyonce came with Black is King, and on that album, was that the name of her album? What was it called? I think it was Black is King or something like that. Beyonce came with that album, and on that album, she speaks about traditional African spirituality. That's all Black is King. I forget the name of her album. It's called Kings. I don't know. I can't remember it. But her latest album, on the song, the lead song, she spoke about Oshun. She spoke about Yemoya. She spoke about the Orisha in a positive way. So shout out to Beyonce, because what Beyonce did was very revolutionary. You feel what I'm talking about? And man, I salute her for that. And so for those who don't know, Beyonce is very much involved in traditional African spirituality. Of course, people will try to, oh, it's the Illuminati, it's the devil. No, it's not, man. She done been to Cuba. She's got Babalaos and different traditional African priests and priestesses around her.
You
When
said
Jay
Baba
Z,
Laos. You said
yeah, it's
Baba
a
Laos.
priest.
That's the
Babalaos
priest.
is a priest, and
Hmm.
within the tradition. And so even Jay Z, when he talk about Shango candles on the mantle, you know what I'm talking about? What is he talking about? He talking about
Yeah,
Shango.
trust me, I peeped that.
You see what I'm talking
I
about?
peeped that.
So
Yeah.
same time we put out our film, right? We have the most popular, iconic artists within our community in the world putting out the same message. Okay. And so I just want people to peep that, when you listen to Beyonce's album and you see the structure of it, where she brought in all these African musicians, Mr. Easy and Kid and all these, hey, the same message that hit me hit her. And she came with that amazing album. I came with this amazing film and album. And man, it deserves more respect. It deserves more eyes on it. It deserves more ears on it. A lot of time we can't control that. We don't know how it's gonna move. But man, if anybody out here listening right now, man, check it out. Shango, the story of a king. You know what I'm saying? You could go and rent it, and the album is available. You can go to my website, Shango, the story of a king, and you can peep game. The film. It's a 54-minute film. It's a feature-length film shot in Cuba. You feel me? We shot it in Cuba. You feel what I'm talking about? And the album's amazing. I got Stickman from Dead Prez on the album. I got my brother Obog Gonlano on the album.
Wait,
I got
you
Brian.
got Dead Prez on there?
Yeah, the song is called "Let It Burn," and you can see that video on there right now. Me and Stickman got a song called "Let It Burn" from the soundtrack. You feel what I'm talking about? That's what I'm saying, man. I just, come on, man. We go all out on it. So it's an amazing song with Stick. Shout out to Stick for seeing the vision and just being down to get on the track. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just on some real, like, bruh, I I didn't even know Stick was into me like that. And then somebody told me, man, Stick be reposting your stuff on his page, cause beautiful Stick, he don't never tag. And so I went to his page. I was like, this brother reposted a gang of my videos. And then I seen him in Oakland. I hollered at him. I said, hey, bro, I'm Walk Jaguar, man. I just want to thank you, man, for reposting my song, Living Wealthy. And he was like, oh, that's you. He was like, man, I just appreciate the message, brother. And then that built a relationship to where, like, like it was like, bro, get on this track. He's like, I got you, bro. Send me the beat. And so shout out to Sick Man, shout out to the whole Dead Press, RDG Fit Club, and we got a song called "Let It Burn." And that video was on there too, a little short video, but it's a song from the soundtrack. And like I said, check it out. That song is available on
Well,
the on the
let's
album
segue to let's segue that into your song Breakthrough. Okay.
Breakthrough. That's my latest song, and this one um this one we shot this in Tanzania, East Africa, Dar es Salaam. Stand up. So listen what I'm telling y'all. We shot this video in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, East Africa. The song is called Breakthrough, and it's personal affirmation. This is an affirmation. Like first lines in a song is when you chase it, it runs. When you attract it, it comes. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. I swear we never eat from empty plates. And so this is an affirmation. This is the type of song that you play in the morning. You memorize the lyrics because this is what we need. This is that energy, like to help us get through. And I feel so blessed and so energized. Like you can probably hear it in my voice. Like the spirit chose a man like me for that song to come through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm real proud of that song. That song is called Breakthrough. And it's for everybody out there that needs a breakthrough. And it's kind of like a roadmap on how to break through. Like what is it you need to break through? When you chase it, it runs. When you attract it, it comes. Everything I want wants me. I'm a master of my destiny. So I want you to listen to the affirmations in the song. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics are really special to me. And it came at an interesting point in my life. And I just give thanks that, I love this song. It's called Breakthrough. And so, like I said, we shot the video in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, East Africa.
When you
Stand
chase it,
up.
it runs. When you attracted, it comes. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. I swear never eat from empty plates, and I'ma leave the step aside and let me pass. My mind is focused on my goals, fortune and fame, creative endeavors. I'm on a prosperous road, guided and protected. I mean my life what I wanted, everything I want wants me. I'm a master of my destiny, magnetic energy and massive frequencies. They say it's all blessed, making beauty my reality. Orisha, you drink with me, my movement prosperity. They say you are what you believe, so I believe in the best of me. Haters never see me, victory over enemies. You never know what's coming in this world, so you put your best foot forward. Manifesting greatness, believe you can achieve against all odds. Somehow we made it, now just look at me. Today I made a breakthrough. Enough strength to whatever I put my mind to. And I was on the humble trying to help some people out, some people let me down. My mind is focused on my goals, no matter what they do, they never hold me down. Breakthrough, 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 breakthrough. Today I made a breakthrough. I told my little one his life is what you make it, and it's never too late. Perception becoming reality, you destined to become who you decide to be. The truth is deep inside, and the truth is I deserve the best in life. Hard times humble me, 10 years and all I brought the best of me. Attention, energy, to trust, love, abundance, and it's all up to me. You building a building, creating a hating, innovating, imitating, speaking truth or speculating. I set my intentions at prosperous mind states and energy that's coming back a millionfold. I'm never forgetting my humble beginnings when everything I want wants me. I'm a master of my destiny. Today I made a breakthrough. Enough strength to whatever I put my mind to. And I was on the humble trying to help some people out, some people let me down. My mind is focused on my goals, no matter what they do, they never hold me down. Breakthrough, breakthrough. Today I made a breakthrough. Enough strength to whatever I put my mind to. And I was on the humble trying to help some people out, some people let me down. My mind is focused on my goals, no matter what they do, they never hold me down. Breakthrough, 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 breakthrough. Today I made a breakthrough. Breakthrough, 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 breakthrough.
Yo, you muted. All
Yo,
right.
bless it, man. Yeah,
Hey
that was
man,
breakthrough,
I
man.
see. Hey man, I see the San Francisco sunrise hitting at you. I'm gonna let you go enjoy the rest of your day with your
Yeah, I'm
family.
out here right now. I'm out here right now with my family. That's my daughter right there. I got my 6 children here with me. My wife with me. We over here just about to have oh, that's my oldest daughter right here. We're about to go over here, have some dinner. But I want everybody to see that. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful black family. You feel what I'm talking about? That's what I represent. So you think about Wolfhawk Jaguar and Adimu Madyun. You talk about beautifully artistic, amazing strength that comes from the power of the black family. You feel what I'm talking about? And shout out to all the brothers out there that are loving and raising their family. You feel what I'm talking about? Because that's what I promote. You feel me? Through the ups and downs, man. Take care of your family, brother, because
And
that's gonna be your source of strength. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why
love your
you here,
children.
my.
And there's a
That's why
myth
you here, my
that black
guy.
men don't love their kids, and that's a lie. We love our children, and we always take care of our children, man. You know what I'm saying? Best we can. And so shout out to all the brothers out there that's loving their families and taking care of their children, and to all the mothers out there too that's loving their husbands and loving their children, and they building a strong family, you know. And look at this, this the oldest son right there. You feel what I'm talking about? We out here, man. So when you see, man, I got the big people moving in, man, because we deep, we a deep, man. I got 6 children. You feel what I'm talking about? And we always roll together. You know what I'm saying? We was in
Hey
Tanzania, we
man.
live together everywhere, you know? So it's all but hey, when we was in Cuba, oh boom, this is a young man, he starred in the film Sango Story of a King.
Oh,
Boom.
okay.
So yeah, so when you see the film, how old was you when we did Shango?
13?
15?
13.
13? Wait, 12, 12, 13 years old when he starred in the film, and that was the second film that he starred in. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we talk about Shango Story King. This is one of the stars of the film. You feel me? And you know, it's all blessed, man. I appreciate you, eBlack, man. Love you for a long time, man. Hey, man, you down here on the soil with us, and man, I love to see that you out there, man, with your family, with your wife, you know, with your children. You know what I'm saying? And man, I just appreciate you, man, because you know where we come from, and you know how hard it is for us to make something of ourselves. And you kept the faith. You believed in yourself, and man, you know, hey, that's what happens. You know, when you chase it, it runs. When you attract it, it comes. What you think, you become. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late. You know, so breakthrough. Celebrate your breakthrough on this podcast, man. And man, I appreciate you giving me a platform to speak. You know, I don't necessarily get invited to a lot of things, but the things that I do are very special to me, and I appreciate you, brother.
Hey man, anytime. Could you do one thing for me when if since you in the city, could you just pour a little water in the sea for me? Because I miss the city, man. I
Oh yeah,
miss it,
man. Let me. I don't know if I can turn the camera around, but yeah, man. We out here at Pier 39, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
man.
we like to come out here and you know, go to water, sunset, go have a nice meal. You know what I'm saying? These are important things to do with our families. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we can, you know, we love to get together and you know, come out here and enjoy all this. So today,
Man, just
after
pull,
my
just pull me
daughter's
one. Just pull me one time, man. Just
I'm gonna
because
pour you
because
one,
so.
man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a toast, man, and celebrate eBlack TV, man. Out here in
All
San
right,
Francisco Bay Area, man. Appreciate you, brother.
all right, man. Go enjoy your family. Get at least get a part of that sunset and enjoy the rest of your day, man.
All right, so I'm blessed. I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, my guy. And man, that's it. My guy Adimu, he, like I said, is very talented, very spiritual, solid young man from the town. He right now, I'm looking at the sun coming across his brow, and I'm like, oh man, I can't take him too much time away from his family. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, and we gone.